For our last speaker, I want to introduce Ellie Webster. Ellie started her service to the Grand Rapids Pride Center in mid-2015 as a young adult group facilitator, and in early 2016, she was invited to the board of directors. Her primary focus on the board has been to extend the voices of the trans community to the Pride Center, sorry, there's something in my eye, and its programming, as well as working with the Grand Rapids community to help build awareness and acceptance of trans individuals. Ellie also continues to work with other groups in and around Michigan, such as Equality Michigan, Stand with Trans, Grand Rapids Trans Foundation, Transgender Michigan, the ACLU, and others to build connections and a resource base for those who need it most. It is my utmost honor to introduce to you my friend, the new board president of the Grand Rapids Pride Center, Ellie Webster.
Hello. I want to first start by thanking all of you for being here and acknowledging that I know and understand how difficult it is to come to an event like this. I know for me personally, it is a harsh reminder of the risks we as trans people face each and every day, even more so for our POC siblings. I know when I attend or in the past have been part of planning for this event, I see these people and their lives a reflection of myself, my journey, my hopes, my dreams, and my fears. It all hits very close to home. It takes so much for us to live our truth, only to have that moment of true happiness be smothered by those that are so filled with hate, fear, transphobia, and fragile masculinity. I'm sure we are all acutely aware that there are groups that are waging war against us. They have made it their mission to erase us, to eradicate us, and to try to make it near impossible for us to live our lives, the lives we've worked so hard to build. But I know this is a war that we can win. When I first started my journey, I learned a lot of lessons. At 5, I was taught embarrassment. At 10, shame. At 16, to believe that I was less than. I let these lessons control me till I was 32. And I learned a new lesson. One where I was enough. One where I was worth it. This lesson I always knew deep down to be true, and I hoped one day to actually see. It was also the time that I had learned fear. Through all of this, there was one lesson that I didn't see coming, one that taught me the most important lesson of my life. I learned I was not alone. I learned that my siblings are some of the most amazing people I have ever met. Strong, gracious, kind, loving, and my greater LGBTQ community and family is also full of wonderful, amazing human beings. I learned that we have some amazing cis friends as well. And these people have been my steadfast ally on my own personal fight. Now, this is not a war that we will win in the streets. This is not a war that we will fight with guns and bombs. I truly believe that this is a war of hearts and minds, one that we are much better equipped to fight than the groups that spread fear and hatred. I have seen firsthand the love, the compassion, and the spirit this community carries, and I know that it is our greatest weapon. I fully believe that this is a war we can win this war and stop the violence if we work together towards the goal of ending this senselessness. I call on you today to help with that. Each and every one of you, from our community members to our allies, you can choose how to remember and honor these victims from tonight and all the years before, and I hope you join me in honoring them by helping to end this. I'm once again calling for action. We need to continue our work on outreach, education, and building safe spaces. Work with your HR departments. Add trans-inclusive policies. Work with your places of worship, your neighbors, your friends, and your family. Speak up against transphobic comments. Correct people when they misgender somebody. Don't support transphobic media. Speak out against gender stereotypes and teach those around you to be allies to the community and ask them to do the same. Get out and vote and know the vote you are casting. To our cis friends in the room, I implore you to go out and research on your own how to be an ally instead of putting that emotional labor on your trans friends and family. I know that I have seen firsthand that even a small victory can lead to huge change. A tiny drop of water creates a ripple. If each one of us can create a small ripple and touch the lives of even one person, and they in turn carry that forward, we now have a wave. When that wave becomes strong enough, we have a tsunami, an unstoppable force. I acknowledge that it is not safe for all of us to be out there doing this work. And it may not be possible for you. There is no shame in that. And your personal safety comes first. If you ask the Romans or the Spartans what piece of equipment was most important when they were going to war, they would not answer that it's their swords or their spears. It was not their armor. And they would have told you it was their shields. Their shields was not just for themselves. It was just as important for the person next to them. With this being said, there are ways to make an impact from the safeties of others' shields. Organizations such as the Grand Rapids Pride Center and the Grand Rapids Trans Foundation are safe spaces. We are here for you. You are there. You are free to be you. Your privacy and identity are respected, and your voices and ideas will be heard. Let us be your allies and your shield when you cannot carry your own. I'm sure that we have heard that perception is reality, and perspective changes perception. If we work together, we can change the perspective and in turn change the reality. Together we can work to end this violence and maybe someday soon no longer need this event. And I once again thank you for being here with us tonight to honor these amazing humans.